Lights down. Lights up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Wave your hands in the air.
Your great hockey fans, thank you!
It is the best atmosphere I've ever seen. Thank you so much for creating that here in Prague. You deserve the best and you'll get the best. 28 times world champions. When the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship is happening in Prague, they are becoming world champions. They did it in 2004 and they did it once again in 2015. Number 22, Dylan Cousins. Number 71, Ridley Gray. And number 88, Andrew Benjiabani. At French on Team Canada is Mr. Andre Farini. The assistant coaches, Dean Evanson and Jay Woodcraft. Let's introduce the lineup for Team Switzerland. Goalkeepers, number 40, Akila Schmitz. And number 63, Leonardo Ginoni. And now, please welcome Team Switzerland! Please welcome the defending world champions, Team Canada!
Back in Prague on this Sunday night, the red and white of Canada is a minority among the red and white of Switzerland as Connor Bedard and Team Canada get set to take on the Swiss in a battle of two 5-0 powerhouses. Both of them have 1 point left on the table from overtime or shootout wins. So this battle for first place is all of that. Lassie Heiken and Jan Rybak are the referees for this game. Kevin Briganti and Lori Nikolainen will work the line. Swiss coach Patrick Fischer's team has home ice in this game, his 7th World Championship as their head coach. They won a silver medal in 2018. They've had great preliminary rounds. They've had a hard time in the quarters. They've lost 4 straight quarterfinal matchups. And Andre Tournier is back to coach Team Canada after winning gold last year in Finland. And his team will be without Bowen Byram today, suspended for 1 game after a spearing incident in their win over Finland yesterday. A wealth of NHL experience on both these rosters and a host of close matchups between these two teams in recent years. 3 of the last 7 have gone to overtime. Leonardo Giannoni, the 36-year-old from EV Zug in the Swiss League, starts in goal for the Swiss, playing in his 10th World Championship. He's a 6-time Swiss League Goalie of the Year. And Jordan Binnington is back for Canada, making his 4th start for the Canadians. Allowed 3 goals on 32 shots against the Finns. The Finns had a 12-0 advantage in shots and a 2-0 lead in the early going in that first period. Kevin Fiala, late addition for the Swiss. And Brandon Tanev, a spark plug for Canada, has scored in each of Canada's last 2 games. More than 6,000 Swiss fans in the building tonight.
Jared, I need a good face-off from the start. Thank you. Keep the sticks on the ice, please. Enjoy.
And away we go. Roman Josi, who figures to play a lot tonight, one of the minutes played leaders in this tournament. He's also leading all defensemen in points. And back goes Josi for it, being trailed there by Tanev. And Brandon Tanev makes his presence felt right away. From the point, Owen Power is shot, that deflects wide. Picked up by Dawson Mercer. Mercer pivots back in the corner. Back he goes to Parayko, is shot. And that skips off McBain into the glove of Giannoni.
You know, in Team Canada's dressing room for the game, everyone's very familiar with Roman Josi, what he does in the NHL, what he's doing in this tournament, and there will be a target on him. Anytime you can get a lick in on number 90 for Switzerland, you're going to try. And Brandon Tanev, first shift, first few seconds. One way to not chase him is to knock him over.
And we'll see what Patrick Fischer does as Canada's top line comes out Tavares, Dubois, and Hagel, whether he matches Josi against them. Here is Brendan Gooley, back to Severson, a shot that deflects wide.
So I think he'd rather play Josi against a line where he won't be in his own end as often. And the Tavares line plays in the offensive zone more than any of the other lines in Canada. So I like to free Josi up against Paul's line or Cousins' line.
Tavares with a face-off against Teacher. You mentioned John Tavares, #1 in face-offs in the tournament, over 76%. Teacher's no slouch himself. 25 years ago, this Swiss team would have featured half a dozen naturalized Canadians. Very different story now. Hagel sends it back in front. That pass just missed. Now gloved down by Dubois. Severson banks it back around for Tavares. Caden Gooley had moved in. Now Tavares banks it off the back of the net. Gooley steps up, poked by him by Niederreiter, and back to pick it up is Pierre-Luc Dubois. Across he goes to Severson. Hagel chips that down. A puck skipped into Giannoni, moved down away. Giannoni in goal for the Swiss. And last year's one over Canada. We got a penalty coming up right away. It's a high sticking call against the Swiss as Christian Marty will go off for clipping Pierre-Luc Dubois. They're checking out Dubois.
First, Giannoni elects not to freeze the puck, and
Player number 54, final penalty for high sticking.
Marty gets under duress. Dubois on the forecheck, and the stick rides up. So now Canada heads the power play, an area where they haven't been great. Just 2 for 16, and have had a hard time getting to their own end. Look disjointed when they get there, just not on the same page so far.
Dylan Cousins, Pierre-Luc Dubois have the Canadian power play goals. The Swiss will have 4 goals on 16 opposition power plays. Let's bump back to Owen Power. Feeds that down to Nick Paul. Now Cousins back with it. Dylan Cousins spins that back to Power. And Cousins gathers it back up. Cousins with Paul standing in front. Being forced there by Siegenthaler. Plays it to Power. Tavares centers it. Bouncing puck in front. Tavares on it. Goes off a leg. Rebound. Score! Dylan Cousins. Power play goal. And Canada has a 1-0 lead. The beat goes on for Dylan Cousins. Goals in 5 straight games for Cousins.
That's what he does. Great puck possession to settle it, and then a retrieval here on the broken play, and then it's a carom. That one might have hit Mangiapane. The backside as Tavares puts it in on like Kukat's foot, and then Cousins there to clean up the mess. He just lurks off that far side. When the puck gets over there, he's shown that he's a very good shooter. Mangiapane plays that whole sequence with his chin strap undone. And the Strom off the face-off, his chin strap, not his helmet, but his chin strap came undone. Sometimes that draws the attention of the officials. Did not there, and Canada scores early power play goal.
This is Dylan Cousins' 16th game for Canada, 2 World Championships. He has scored 12 goals. And he has been a prolific scorer for Canada back to his days in the under-18s and the World Junior.
Yeah, Tavares, who's been a shoot-focused player since he's come over here. He's got 15 shots in just his 4 games. Tries to put it on net, and then it's just crash, hope for a bounce, and they get it. Cousins, make no mistake. And what a different start to this game compared to last game against Finland, where they were hemmed in and down early.
Now Bedard knocks that away. Connor Bedard out there along with Gunther's back in for Canada. So with Byram suspended, Canada has 14 forwards and 6 defensemen dressed for this game. Back at the point, Zellweger is shot, hit a leg in front, backhand shot by McCann, goes up and out of play.
With 12 forwards, there's not enough ice time to go around. Forget about 14. Dylan Gunther didn't play last game, but he's back in the lineup in this one as he gets tangled up with Roman Josi. But every time you can make it hard, there's Gunther. Tanev, good clean hit right through the lower body of Josi, takes him right off the ice. Something that Roman Josi's not used to. Every single game in his NHL existence, the same kind of attention is being paid.
Back at the point here, Severson is shot, and that was blocked by Herzog. Jack McBain leaves it there. Racing to it is Dawson Mercer. Severson steps up as well, being backed up by Tanev. And Jonas Siegenthaler has it back for Switzerland. He was straightened up there by McBain. Now the play.
I think Mercer did touch that offside, but he let it go forward.
In comes Sven Stentler with it, and it's picked back up by Mercer. Canada scored on the only shot of the game so far. As Tanev works back in. Brandon Tanev spins back in the corner. And Canadian players and coaches who maybe were not as aware of Brandon Tanev as they might have been before have enjoyed a close-up look at him here. Power sends it back in front, goes off the skate of Mangiapane. Now Parayko back with it, banks out ahead for Cousins. Cousins, 18 goals this year for Buffalo, 31 the year before. As Mangiapane winds in, drops that back, and Parayko steps into that, put that just wide. Oh. Now a race for it. In comes Sherbe, along with Pecci, sent back in front, that's broken up by Parayko. Power, lead pass to Cousins, moving in with Mangiapane. And Mangiapane chips that to Michael Bunting. Back around to Cousins, that just missed. Jamie Oleksiak was taken down. Picked back up by Romain Loeffel. Playing his 6th World Championship. Now move back in front, chance for Tavares, trying to hook that back in front. He was tied up by Loeffel.
His chin strap's undone too.
His chin strap's undone. Dubois feeds it across. Gooley works in. Caden Gooley back with it. Gooley, long shot. Giannoni makes the save and hangs on to the rebound. And the official right away warns Tavares about the chin strap violation.
So Parayko leans on the shot, tip wide, Power activating, no one's back. Parayko does a nice job stringing out the 3-on-1, and then those big size 12, 14 skates he's got on get in the way. Sherway pulls it to his backhand and never really finds a path through to either one of his teammates.
In Parayko and Power, Canada has 13 feet of defensemen on that pairing.
You gotta make sure when you activate, if you're on Power jumping, that you have support in behind.
Bedard knocks that loose for Oleksiak. And now picked up by Paul. Looks down to McCann, drops that back. Bedard with a quick chance and a save made by Giannoni. Bedard back to Zellweger. And Bedard got dumped in the corner by Glauser. And Paul finished him off in response. Lead pass for Niederreiter being watched there by Zellweger. And Niederreiter gives Zellweger the cold shoulder. Now loose behind the goal is Fiala. Kevin Fiala centers it. Yossi in, shoots, and the save made by Bennington. Rebound picked up by McCann. Brought in now by Zellweger. Plays it back down to the Swiss zone. You gotta look there, Roman Yossi.
If you're Connor Bedard, that's your guy. You have to be aware. You can't let him slide past you.
Dean Kukan, former Columbus Blue Jacket, up for Siegenthaler. Played back down to the Canadian zone, picked up by Sven Andrighetto, walking and shoots. That was blocked. Tanev got in the way. Now picked back up by Andrighetto. Winds it back in front. That's blocked by Gooley. And Caden Gooley banks it off the glass up the center ice. And behind the play, Andres Ambiol stepped into Gooley. Severson moves around Kurashev. Now Tanev with a shot. And Giannoni got just a piece of that. Kurashev had it knocked away, and it's picked back up by Kukan. What a pace here in the first period. 2 5-0 teams. Swiss silver medalists in 2013 and 2018. There are only 2 medals in the last 70 years, but they've been knocking on the door the last few years. 6-0-1 in the preliminary round last year, 6-1 the year before, but they lost in the quarters both times. Last year beaten by Latvia in overtime. Here's Parayko with it. Back down to Bunting, feeds it back to Cousins, a shot that goes wide. Now Mangiapane back on it. Loose on the side of the goal. And Sentler spins that back for Switzerland. Bunting and Mangiapane both into the forecheck. And Fora sends that ahead. Now Tavares, great steal there. Tavares works it and shoots. Giannoni gets a piece of that. Tavares goes cartwheeling over him. Looking for the loose puck, and now Bunting's into it with Turkov. The kettle is boiling here in Prague, Canada. 1-0 lead in the first.
Dear hockey fans, now it's time for you and for Bob and Boomer. Put your hands up!
1-0 Canada leading here. Austria beat Norway 4-1 today, which sets up a key showdown tomorrow when Great Britain plays the Norwegians with relegation at stake.
Great Britain win in regulation. They're up, and Norway would go down.
Yeah. It's funny how that works in this tournament. In that side of it, it comes down usually to one game. And a one-game shot. Great Britain had a 1-0 lead on Canada. They led Denmark. Now Tavares plays it back around. And root back to center ice. Zellweger back for it. So Olin Zellweger with the suspension of Byron will get more ice time here. Shervey launched himself into Zellweger, picks it back up. He's taken down there by Berche. Was brought ahead by Hagel. Brandon Hagel drops it back, and a quick shot there by Tavares, knocked away by Giannoni, who quickly checks his mask after the puck struck it. Picked up by Nico Hischier, who gave up his captain's C to Roman Josi when Josi arrived from Nashville. Drop for Niederreiter, shoots, Binnington the save. Now Fiala sends it back in front. And the pass bounces back to Hagel, who lifts it out. And some news from our friends at Czech TV today as Hischier works in. Going to drop that back for Niederreiter. Pavel Zacha, David Pastrnak on their way here will join the Czech team tomorrow. So suddenly Martin Necas, Pavel Zacha, David Pastrnak changed the equation dramatically for the Czechs, who will play Canada on Tuesday night. Now Nick Paul after it. Bengals there with Jaeger. They battle for it along the wall. Now fed back in front by McCann. That pass is picked up by Andrighetto. Lays it ahead for Kurashev, the Chicago Blackhawks young star. Kurashev drops it back. Jaeger works it and shoots. That's blocked by Parayko, and the puck moved back to center ice by Paul. Lofel back with it. And he'll spin back, bringing his 6th World Championship, a long-time Swiss League veteran. McBain picks off that pass, walks in, bounces it back across. It goes off the skate of Lofel and wide. Pick up now by Tanev. Bangs it back around for Severson. This line of McBain, Mercer, and Tanev has been terrific for Canada. Just being put together. McBain departed to Central. And Dooley had that pass go off the stick of the speedy Herzog. And now gathers it back up. Lays it around to Mercer. Dawson Mercer. Up for McBain, lifts that up for Tanev. The pass just eluded him. And Tanev goes in on Fora. McBain comes in as well. And McBain works that free for a moment. Now picked up by Dario Simeone and picked up by Josi. Finalist for the Norris Trophy again. He won it in 2020. And we point out he should have in 2022. With 94 points that year to lead all defensemen. It's the most by a D-man in 30 years to that point. One voter in Chicago didn't put him in his top 5. In comes Shervey. Works it back in front. Turkov missed on that. So did Albiol. And now a penalty coming to Canada as Zellweger touches up. And with 10:16 to go in the period, the Swiss are going to the power play for the first time.
Nobody quite sure who got it. It's going to be Jamie Oleksiak. And you see the speed of Switzerland, how they can cause problems. And they get racing up.
So they've called a major penalty here.
That's a lot of chest and not a lot of head. Yes, he shoved him backwards. Yes, it was a forearm to the chest, but I can't imagine.
Steve Ott on the right on the coaching staff, along with Andre Tournier on the left with Jay Whitcroft.
This is very significant beyond the penalty because Bowen Byram's not in the lineup.
Right.
Because he's been suspended for a game. If you lose Oleksiak for a game, now you're down to 5 defense, and one of them's Olin Zellweger, who's not playing a whole bunch prior to this. And that would be trouble, but you can see the speed. You don't... Yes, he bumps him gently in the head before he shoves him in the chest.
Referees Lassi Heikkinen from Finland.
There's no way.
Rivik from Czechia.
There's no way that could be a 5. Like I'm all like, I get the different standards, but that can't be.
Team Canada player 34, minor penalty for elbowing.
Okay.
2 for elbow.
Okay. I mean, again, internationally, that's probably going to be a penalty. You get any sort of contact with the head, but that was a glancing shove. Guys get hit hard on that in scrums in front of the net when they push each other.
So now the Swiss go to the power play. They're 9 for 23. They scored 5 in one game against Austria. A wild 6-5 win over the Austrians. They were down 2-0 and 3-1 in that game. Led 5-4 in the third, gave up a late tying goal, and then won it with a power play goal under a minute to go.
Just that. That was something. Nico Hischier had a hat trick in that game.
And scored that power play goal with under a minute to go to tie it.
Gotta go, got 3.
Hagel, he's got Cousins with him. Cousins has scored short-handed. Hagel back across for Cousins. That pass just missed.
Don't think Cousins thought it was coming. I think he thought Hagel had committed to the shot.
Hagel back on Yossi, giving him all kinds of problems. Now Cousins peels off. And Cousins gives way to Tanev. And what a penalty-killing job here by Brandon Hagel in the early going. His coach in Tampa, John Cooper, is here watching the Canadians. As Hischier works in, trying to drop that back. Tanev had him tied up. Now back at the point is Yossi. Yossi back for Fiala. Down to Hischier. Back to Yossi. Walks in, tipped back in front by Ambuel. Andres Ambuel playing in his record 137th World Championship game in his 19th tournament. Fiala feeds that down to Hischier. That pass was blocked by Parayko, and McBain goes off a stick. Up and out.
A couple of close calls there. First, McBain jumping for Hagel. Wisely doesn't get involved in the play. Would have been too many. Then a slap pass. More power stick on the ice where it should be enough to barely get a piece of one for Nico Hischier. Swept it home.
It has been a noisy building today. The Norway-Austria game was jam-packed as well. The host team is not playing today, but the building's full. They're on track to break the attendance record set here in 2015 when Prague and Austria were hosts. Now Yossi shoots, it goes off the foot of Ambuel. Hischier back with it. Nico Hischier feeds it back for Ambuel. He's tied up. And now Yossi with it. Roman Yossi spins back, plays that back for Hischier. Back to Yossi, snaps it across to Fiala. Fiala works it and shoots, scores! Kevin Fiala, power play goal. The game is tied at 1.
The red-hot power play strikes again. Great puck movement, snapping it through the seam. Roman Yossi right there, and allow Kevin Fiala to do his magic. He freezes Parayko, and he freezes Binnington. Binnington completely misreads this release. He thinks he's going top glove. He goes 5-hole. There's lots of room right there for Kevin Fiala to grab another goal for a power play that is just cooking. 10 power play goals now to miss their 6th game.
And that's the 3rd for Fiala, who has 4 overall. Joined this team after LA got knocked out and after his wife gave birth to a child. So a 1-1 score here, a couple of power play goals have accounted for all the scoring so far. Now Tavares up ahead for Hagel. Brandon Hagel moves around Siegenthaler, has a look back for Dubois. Hagel still with it. Feeds it back across to Severson, winding in for Dubois, walking in and rolled off his stick. Bouncing puck in front, Siegenthaler knocked that away. Siegenthaler missed about a month after being elbowed in the head by Matt Rempe of the Rangers. Playing his 4th World Championship. Now brought in Kurashev, moved off the puck by Caden Dooley.
Finish.
Move back in front, Severson has it, Canada breaks out 3-on-2. Severson with McCann and Bedard. In comes Connor Bedard, walking in, poke check there by Fora. And Bedard plays it back around to McCann. Feeds it back to Gunther, to the point he goes to Severson. Back for Gunther, Gunther shoots, that goes wide. Up the other side, Dooley steps up, moves that away from Ambuel. The oldest player in the tournament is Andres Ambuel. Now the lead pass goes to Andrighetto. Then Andrighetto feeds it across for Kurashev. Back in front, that was blocked by Gunther. Ambul steals it back. Andres Ambul will walk right out of his last game into the IIHF Hall of Fame. Assuming it's still standing if he doesn't outlast it. Andrighetto walks in. He shoots. That's blocked by goalie. That broke his stick. Bouncing puck in front goes to Gunther. Klaus in the lone man back as Gunther lays it back in deep and heads off on a change. Hop Swiss chant goes up here. Pareko up to Cousins. Swiss will play Finland to close out on Tuesday. Canada has Czechia. And the two powerhouses are tied at 1 here in the first period.
Give you a taste. Try this also with a virtual nerd. Witness the passion, the skill, and the legendariness. What a great smile being lips for your cheering face. Choose your colors as you like. This is the beauty of hockey. Come on, hello! It's time to send in the virtual direct Latino and find your look yourself. And on that cheer, looking beautiful, come on! Notina usually that scores. But man, don't worry, Notina also brings credits for you. Yes, endless beauty hockey 5 Notina.
Back here in Prague, 1-1 the score between Canada and Switzerland. Slovakia and Latvia playing a key game in Ostrava tonight. They're scoreless in the first. Kirkwood plays it back down as Pareko goes back for it. Back around to Owen Power, chipped ahead by Bunting. That's knocked down and fed across to Turkov. In shoots and Binnington knocks that away. Bouncing puck in front. Turkov back on it, taking a shot away. And Binnington quickly freezes that. And a late poke there will attract the attention of the Canadians. As Colton Pareko grabs Berchi and pulls him out of the pile.
This is the Swiss line that likes doing this as well, though. Their fourth line, Berchi and Sherway and Turkov, they go banging around as Pareko can't find the bouncing puck. And someone's got to step into a body. Finally, Dylan Cousins. Sherway out of there, a little shuffle chest. Nothing. At all, as Binnington fighting for the whistle.
Bean is jawing on his way on with Sherway on his way off.
Sherway is the Swiss Michael Bunting.
Yeah.
Talks the whole time, stirs it up, pokes, gets into it, tries to draw you into a penalty. Best to just ignore it. The same way Switzerland will try to ignore Michael Bunting.
Being against Hischier. Hischier, one of 9 players in this game, who's playing against an NHL teammate. There's 5 New Jersey Devils playing in this game, 3 for Switzerland, 2 for Canada. There's Mercer with it. One of those New Jersey Devils plays it down to the Swiss line. Marty back across to Fiala. Slings that rink wide looking for Hischier. And Hischier wins that race to the puck as Dooley steps into him. Now center and Niederreiter had that shot go off. Severson, it bounces back to center ice. Marty fronts there by Mercer. Back in the corner it goes. It's picked up first by Niederreiter. Brings it back around to Fiala. Fiala shoots and Binnington steers that away. There's Yossi on it now. Yossi jumping up. Centers it. Jam play there. Niederreiter reaching for it. And Yossi couldn't quite get to it. The puck was played with a high stick. And play is called. Face-off will come outside with 5:35 to go here in the first period.
Now it's time for the T-shirt count, ladies and gentlemen. Who won the shirt?
are 8-5 Switzerland, a 1-1 tie. Both teams have scored in the power play.
An electric start, exactly what you'd expect. Neither team is much better than the other. They will be going back and forth.
The Swiss, maybe more than any other country in the last decade, have made real gains. They have turned out star NHL players. They've done well internationally. As Tavares reaches in for that. The concern in Switzerland is that as Pareko moves it across to Power, walks it in, shoots, Noni save, rebound, flipped in, right on the line. It was kept up by Yossi. Another chance for Power. That was close. Now back the other way, Andrighetto along with Ambuel. Ambuel cuts it back across. That was broken up by those big skates of Pareko. Back in front. And Tavares reaching for that now. Siegenthaler shoots, knocked away by Bennington.
The buzzer would go if it crossed the line. Hagel went with a changeup to fool Giannoni and did.
Almost worked.
Got right on the goal line.
The concern in Switzerland is they've upped the import quotient from 4 to 6 players. And a lot of professional teams in Switzerland are using that for goaltenders, which means that Swiss goaltenders aren't getting a chance to play as much. That's been a big part of their success internationally. As Paul skated right through his man as he spilled Siegenthaler there, and Siegenthaler slow to get up.
He was already shaken up by a previous collision in the corner. And we know about Roman Jossi's offense. How about the defense here as Hagel, really crafty little flip here. Oh my goodness. The puck's in the air and you can see the white underneath it. It could not be closer. Oh my goodness. Even the replay, it looks almost worth taking a look at by the review.
There is another camera that they have for the IIHF that we don't.
Maybe it made it clear. What makes it tricky, the puck is in the air.
Right.
So when you look at it from the center ice camera, you'll see the white of the goal. And that would have been a go-ahead goal after Kevin Fiala. That is a nifty shot. Tricky, more than heavy. Bennington looked skyward, frustrated he was fooled by it.
Made his World Championship debut for the Swiss as an 18-year-old. Here's Bedard with it. He was the IIHF Male Player of the Year last year as a 17-year-old. And Bedard, the odds-on favorite to be the Rookie of the Year in the NHL, sweeps that down. Awards starting to be announced today. Alexander Barkov named the Selke Trophy winner as the top defensive forward in the NHL. Sittler up for Herzog. Winds in, that plays way offside as Simeon was about 4 steps ahead.
Canada had the great start to this period where they were all over the offensive zone on the forecheck, turning pucks over. Switzerland has settled down now, dealing with the forecheck a little bit better, moving the puck more cleanly out of the defensive zone.
One interesting aspect of this tournament, this is NHL ice surface.
Probably why this has been more exciting. More goals.
That will be the case at the Olympics as well. And the IIHF encouraging host nations to hold tournaments on the NHL surface. As Severson moves ahead. Chipped in by Mangiapane, who bats that down. Here's Berchi with it, being shouted there by Bunting. Now chipped ahead by Yossi. Bennington way out to play it. Turkov's watching him. He plays it back around for Gouli. Gouli to Severson. Damon Severson, that pass misfired for Cousins. Yossi goes back. And icing called against Canada.
Roman Yossi picked up another point on the 1 power play goal, which has him at 11 behind a trio of Americans who piled it up. Matt Boldy had 6 points today against Kazakhstan in a 10-1 win. Brady Tkachuk had a hat trick. See the high scorer in this group, Group A.
Mangiapane chips that rink wide for Cousins. In comes Dylan Cousins with the hottest stick in the tournament. Try to return that pass to Mangiapane. That's knocked away. Canada's been to the gold medal game 7 of the last 8 World Championships. The only time they didn't was 2018. They were beaten by Switzerland in the semifinals. Wound up 4th that year. 2 groups of 8 teams. The top 4 make the quarters. Here's Cookin with it. Shoots! That's gloved by Binnington through the screen of Nino Niederreiter.
It's goalie interference on Nino Niederreiter is what it was. He takes a path between the defenseman and the goalie. You're not allowed to take that path. You have to go out and around. That's not Parayko helping him in there. He's got to head the other direction, but...
Yes, that would be the definition of goal interference.
Yeah.
And Draghetto for the face-off against Jack McBain, a returnee from last year's gold medal winning team. Midway through the tournament, Canada lost in Norway. A journalist asked Tyler Myers was looking to be part of the worst Canadian team ever, as Marty shoots at the flex wide. And the Canadian players got their championship ring inscribed inside as the score of the gold medal game against Germany and the initials WTE, the worst team ever, which they proudly boasted as a rallying cry after that question was asked.
Canada's had some rocky starts at moments in this tournament the last few years. And the world's media sort of revels in the fact that Canada struggles or doesn't win every game. And likes to ask those kind of pointed questions. Are you embarrassed?
Yeah.
How bad are you? Are you the worst team? The 5th worst team in Canada? All these different things. And then by the end of the tournament, there's Canada once again playing when it mattered most.
Gold medalists 4 times since 2015. A perfect 10-0 record here in Prague in 2015. Kurashev throws it back up for Draghetto. That pass missed. And now Mercer lays it ahead for Tanev.
The icings.
Yossi gets back, and the icing call goes against Canada again.
It's hard to get the puck back, and Canada keeps looking for stretch plays that aren't available, and then it starts to mount up for Owen Power, who scored a big-time goal against Finland to tie things up in a 4-on-4 sequence.
3 points in that game, +4.
Ideally, it's supposed to be a defensive partnership with Parayko, but they're chipping in offense.
Now Hischier for the face-off against McBain, who's exhausted. And Hischier wins that back to Yossi. Roman Yossi winds his way in. Moves it back around. Yossi still with it. Spins and shoots. That goes off the hip of McBain and wide. Play back to the side of the goal. And Niederreiter couldn't connect on that. They get Tanev off. As Hagel steps on. Hischier works it back in. But 4 tired Canadians still on the ice, including Owen Power. Back around to Mercer.
Escape, move your feet.
And Mercer pokes out into Hagel. And they get another part off. Power's got to stay on, though. Hischier shoots. It goes off the foot of Power. Hischier back on it. Poke check there by Alexiak. And Owen Power, the lone Canadian left on the ice, will pick his way up slowly, find Tavares, and make his way to the Canadian bench. Alexiak up for Hagel. Poke it away from Siegenthaler, and back to pick it up as Sentler. A couple of discarded sticks on the ice. As Dario Simeone brings it in. And for E.V. Zug this year in the Swiss League. Banks that back. Kukan plays it back in. Zurich, coached by Mark Crawford, won the Swiss League championship this year. As that puck hit by Simeone and back down the ice. And back to pick it up is Kukan. Spent 6 years in the Columbus organization. Up for Berchi. That pass misfired. Now picked up. Shermay trying to center. Broken up by Goulet. Caden Goulet knocked down. Berchi plays that back in the point and draws Loeffel back out. There's Marty with it. Berchi chomps that back. And here's Nick Paul. Winds ahead and flips that back down to the Swiss zone. He got bumped off by Berchi. And Paul took a run at Marty. Played back down to the Canadian zone, and Binnington will leave it there for Parayko. Colton Parayko, Stanley Cup winner with the St. Louis Blues in 2019. A hit for Gunther. Gunther, one of 9 Canadians who has won a World Junior Gold Medal in the last 5 years. A very young Canadian roster. As Yossi winds his way in. Now played back. Here's Glauser, a shot that deflects wide as time winds down. Canadians open the scoring on a power play goal by Dylan Cousins. The Swiss answer with a man advantage goal by Fiala. 1-1 the score after 1.
Fun first period. Canada really came ready to play at the start, carried the first 7-8 minutes, then Switzerland settled in, and we have exactly the kind of game we were hoping to get, even and tight.
The first intermission has arrived here at the 2024 World Hockey Championship in Prague.
Great atmosphere. You all are brilliant. Well, enjoy the intermission, enjoy our program. And first of all, let's check out the key statistics of the first period.
Hey boys, hey, Kom te staan, kom te staan. Ja boys, hè. Dit is wat wist dat ik zeg? Ja. En schießen, dan denk je helemaal. Ik ga schießen. Ik kom zo rein. Ja. Als jullie gaan spelen, ik ga schießen. Ik weet dat ik het zie. from the start. Thank you. Keep the sticks on the ice, please. Enjoy. Nice sticking. Hey, hey. Are you okay? Okay. Outside! 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 Sticks down! No! No!
also supporting Team Slovakia to meet Slovakia in the quarterfinals. I believe for the first time when the IIHF World Championship is being held in Prague. But Team Latvia is in the lead after first period. So we will see. Sledujeme samozřejmě bude Slováku velmi skvěle. Je potkat ve vyřazovací části, ale ta cesta je ještě dlouhá. Ale teď ta nejpodstatnější informace dnešního dne pro české fanoušky. Dámy a pánové, je oficiálně potvrzeno, že se k českému týmu připojí hvězdy týmu Boston Bruins. Můžeme se těšit na Pavla Zachu a Davida Pastrňáka! Snad už to úterní vystoupení pro Nikáně přinese účast Davida a Pavla. Tým Česka je tedy kompletní, máme se na co těšit. No a teď se vrátíme k té dnešní fenomenální hokejové bitvě. Podíváme se na to nejpodstatnější z první třetiny utkání Švýcarsko-Kanada. Welcome back to the arena, Team Switzerland! And here are the defending world champions, Team Canada!
Year-old Leonardo Giannoni in the Swiss goal allowed 1 goal on 6 shots. The power play goal by Dylan Cousins. At the other end, 30-year-old Jordan Binnington in the Canadian goal allowed 1 goal on 9 Swiss shots. A power play goal by Kevin Fiala. 1-1 the score here. Latvia leads Slovakia 1-0 after 1 period in Ostrava. The Latvians trying to get within 1 point of Slovakia for 4th in that group, the final playoff position. Talk about the wrinkle in this side of the draw. The Czechia will play its quarterfinal here no matter what. So the incentive for Switzerland and Canada to finish first is pretty significant.
Hey, Steve, I need you there.
Whoever wins this game in regulation gets to stay in Prague. That's,
right.
That's clean as you make it, if it's in regulation.
Otherwise, it's a move to Austria. Now, steal by 10. Have they called that offside? at the Swiss line.
I didn't think that was offside. They don't like the hit by McBain, but that doesn't matter. Did that puck come out?
I didn't think so, but
Puck chipped in. So nobody's in. Oh, McBain's in. Okay.
just a half step. Yeah, it's a good
Good
call.
call. Good call.
Please return it to the closest steward. You will receive an official game puck in return.
You know, you can talk about the standard here all you want, and it's tighter than some would like. Pretty consistent, though, and they call icing pretty tight.
That's the international refs in the world. Well, icing's icing. The red line's a red line.
Right.
You know, you shave it by 1 foot, then 2, then 5, then 10. Like, where does it end? Just get the red line.
The NHL.
Right.
Deep pass for Mercer. In comes Dawson. Mercer looks back for 10 after Mercer. That pass misfired. Now chipped back around to Severson. Damon Severson. Plays that back around looking for Mercer at the side of the goal. And Giannoni freezes that.
Canada trying to start the second the same way they started the first, which was in the offensive zone. Winning battles. You know, Dubois wasn't ad for Canada after a playoff exit with LA. Disappointing year for him in LA. A lot of noise around his future, which was calmed before he left by Rob Blake. We're not buying him out. He's not going anywhere. A chance for him to finish his hockey playing season on a positive note, even if it's not in the NHL.
Out there with Tavares and Hagel. Tavares versus T-shirt. Tavares wins another face-off cleanly. Dubois shoots. That's tipped by Hagel. Goes just wide. And Niederreiter plays it back around for Kuka. There's such a core of Swiss players who have been together for so long internationally. And don't forget, in European hockey, there are international breaks, so national teams play together during the season as well. Here's your chip set ahead for Niederreiter. Had a step, and the puck rolled off his stick as he collides now with Parayko. Back at the point is Siegenthaler. Looks for Fiala. It bounces back to Niederreiter. Down to Hischier. He's crunched there by Dubois. And Dubois snaps that pass to center ice. Just missed Tavares. In comes Fiala. Drops it back to Niederreiter. Across for Hischier. He drops it in the high slot to Löffel. And that shot's blocked by Hagel. One, maybe two too many passes there for the Swiss. And now Hischier back with it. Drops it back to Fiala. Marty. For Fiala, the pass in behind Marty, and now Löffel shoots, hit the skate of Dubois, rebound, and Hischier turned away in tight by Binnington. Hischier back to Andrighetto, the Swiss coming Canada in here, and Binnington will hang on to that for a face-off.
Good read by Binnington to know that a whistle was necessary for his defensive group. Broken plays, Hischier grabs that loose puck and tries Binnington. You're right. Tanev at one end overpassing, Hischier on the other end overpassing. Well, sir, just get it into the net, get it on the pads at the very least.
The ice time pretty evenly spread out for Canada, except when it came to Parayko and Power. Parayko played 8 minutes in the first period. Power played 7-11.
A penalty here, Gord.
Yeah.
Over the glass on Alexiak.
That's his second minor penalty of the game.
He's saying it was tipped.
I thought it was too. He was in the box for the Fiala power play goal earlier. Yeah, I thought they went off Kurashev's stick.
Hard to say. Hard. So, you know, but Alexiak's a big part of their penalty kill. He's in the box. Switzerland scored their only goal and scored a good portion of their goals in this tournament on the power play. Go back to work, and it's the Josi Fiala Hischier show out here on the power play.
Fakes off though, won by Cousins. Power rings it around the glass, and it's helped down the ice by Hagel. And here is Josi with it, the Swiss captain. Lead pass to Hischier. In comes Hischier, a shot, Binnington the save. Yeah, like it. Bumped there by Cousins, bouncing puck to Hagel, chips it ahead to Parayko, moving out shorthanded, and Parayko slides that back down the ice. Julian Severson come on the back end. Hischier falls, and now Severson back with it. Slides it across to Tanev. Tanev shoots and ramps off a stick, up and out.
Every time someone falls, Trav reacts. You almost do a double clutch. Was that a foul? Was that a infraction? Fisher's trying to cut in the middle. He's tangled up with McBain. I suppose it could be interference, but the same way McBain would have fallen, you could say it's interference on Hischier. It's got to be a tricky environment to be an official.
Right.
Because the noise of every action gets your attention.
And now Severson shoots, just missed wide. This is a red and white cauldron here tonight. The two teams that dress alike, red, white, and black. Lofo being harassed by McBain, plays that back to Kurashev. He was knocked down by McBain. Brought in by Andrighetto minutes ago in this Swiss power play. They haven't been set up yet, but now they're back at the point. Lofo spins that back down to Andrighetto for Simeon. Andrighetto to Lofo. Andrighetto rink wide to Kurashev, moves it and shoots. That's off the stick of Tanev, up and out.
Good job by Brandon Tanev. And just watching him play sort of the security valve, safety valve on the penalty kill. And when Gooley's rushing forward, he's in behind him. When they go through the seam, he manages the more dangerous pass, then he gets out in the shot lane. It's a really nice job when you have a lot of things to think about going on at once.
Tanev playing for the first time for Canada internationally. His brother Chris won a gold medal with Canada at the 2016 World Championship and is currently into the Western Conference Final with the Dallas Stars and playing a prominent role for Dallas.
And earning money in years on his next contract with his performance.
Yossi, 30 seconds to go on the power play, winds in, and Parayko goes after Yossi. Yossi falls in front of Parayko. Now Parayko off the glass and down the ice. He must be the tournament leader in that.
Clears?
Yeah, I think he just...
Part of a job of being a good penalty killer, being good at clearing the puck. One, you got to get it, then you got to spot a gap to get it down the ice.
Hischier winds in. And Bennington had to wait there. Gooley chips that. Up for Hagel. Flips that to Mercer. And on comes Alexiak. Ambule. Trying to center it. Picked up by Alexiak. He's got Mercer and Hagel with him.
That was an early change by Yossi and Siegenthaler, getting Canadians' attention on the bench.
Dean Emerson, Steve Ott, Jay Woodcroft, the assistant coaches to Andre Tournier. Justin Pogge is the goalie coach. It's brought in now by Dubois. Pierre-Luc Dubois shoots from a sharp angle, and Giannoni makes the save on that.
You have to consider that a win for Canada. Anytime you get a kill against a Swiss power play, that is a dangerous situation avoided. Now you're getting it back on the front foot. Shots are right, going to pile up 11-6 for Switzerland. And they've got to find that forecheck game again that they had in the first 7-8 minutes.
Tavares, Gunther, Dubois, the forward line for Canada.
Hagel not out here because he had just killed the penalty, so you get a fresh leg. Gunther out.
Tavares off the face-off, one back again to Zellweger. Shoots, that's blocked by Berchi. And Christoph Berchi, who plays for Freiburg in Switzerland, sends it down the ice. Berchi spent parts of 3 years in the NHL, Minnesota.
He's one of those guys you watch when he plays over here, Berchi. Like, he can absolutely play as an energy guy in the NHL.
Kirchhoff plays for Lugano. The Swiss will host this tournament in 2 years' time in Freiburg and Zurich.
Second leading scorer in the Swiss league is now their fourth line center. That's how deep Switzerland is.
Now, Dubois looks down for Tavares. That pass broken up by Fora or Berchi. It was poke checked away by Alexiak. Now brought back by Turkov. Knocked the stick out of the hands of Zellweger. Shot off the side of the goal, still loose. And Zellweger hollering at the official. Now Lofo, a shot, scores! Romain Lofo with a point shot, and Switzerland grabs the lead. And they're hot about the stick being knocked out of Zellweger's hands.
Well, you call it all the time on the offensive player, but Turkov had the puck, so you don't call it on him. And Lofo, who loves to shoot the puck, got a great one-timer. He puts it in the empty net. Jordan Binnington has got no idea where the puck is. He tracks it late. He's looking way left. Puck's already by him to the right. He never follows the puck from behind his own net. I mean, look at this, it's half the net to shoot it in. Lawful. Switzerland gets their first lead of the game.
Romain Lawful has 8th goal in 39 career games. He won a Swiss championship with Zurich. He's played for 4 different teams in 16 years. In what is now known as the Swiss National League. Which will be considered now one of the top leagues in Europe, as Bedard was there with Herzog. Settler back to pick it up. Moves out ahead to Simeon. Chipped up by Severson. Now Simeon's into it with McCann.
Lawful. He's got to stick up in the air all the time. Didn't have to be very precise in that one. It's strange how much trouble Jordan Binnington had tracking the puck. He lost it from behind the net and he went way left. And he doesn't even see the pass. He's still trying to find the pass and it's already passed him the other way as all the traffic in front helps Switzerland take the lead.
Very few Swiss fans go to the game in street clothes. Very, very few.
They bring a whole separate trunk of clothes
Yeah,
to.
you'll need a hat, some kind of costume, maybe a cow costume, a Swiss flag suit. And of course, they're not far away here. Here's Gooley with it. Back to Severson. Lead pass. Cousins drops that back at the point, helped by Severson. Cross to Bunting. And Cousins, a big hit there as he unloads on Siegenthaler. Bunting comes in on Kiescher. Kiescher plays it back around. Now Gooley goes back, icing waved off. As Caden Gooley pivots back and Niederreiter steps into him. Kiescher for Fiala with a quick shot. Binnington makes the save on that. Mangiapane drops that back to Cousins. He's clipped at center ice by Fiala. That's going to draw a crowd right away, as the Canadians didn't like that knee-on-knee hit of Dylan Cousins. Now Bunting's got his helmet knocked off here.
Taking someone's helmet off after the whistle, not.
Yeah, so does Fiala. There's going to be some penalties here.
Fiala got the original knee, and I think it was Gooley got the next cross check. Temperature heated up. Here's the first hit on Cousins, and certainly Gooley and Severson. Oh, that's dangerous. That's a bad. They should review that for a 5. Is what they should do. A dangerous knee-on-knee hit, and then that is right knee-on-knee. Not a lot of body at all for Fiala.
Now the officials are discussing this.
And then here comes. Now those cross checks are both high. Neither one of them hit her in the head. They're both in the shoulder. And then after that, it's all scrums everywhere. Officials will have to be talking about the initial collision. I think the Gooley cross check is pretty obvious. Everything else would be a coincidental, I would imagine. The question is if it's just kneeing and roughing, or kneeing cross-checking, or if it's a, they want to check it for a 5.
No indication they're going to review this.
Switzerland number 21, Canada number 21, both penalty situations are under review.
Okay, so they're going to look at the kneeing, and they're going to look at Gooley's cross-check to see if it was in the head. I'm pretty sure Gooley's cross-check caught Fiala in the upper arm, not the head. So, to me, in this tournament, Gord, what we know of the calls, that will be a 5-minute kneeing major.
Yes.
See the cross-checks. Gooley gets him in the shoulder. Doesn't get him in the head. So it's high, it's cross-check, it's in his upper arm.
That's a knee, though.
That's a nasty knee in any league. And I think that will for sure be a 5. And here comes the cross check on Gooley. No, it's below the, it's like in the Tissot advertisement. And Severson is not in the box, so his, which is actually probably higher, is not even getting looked at. And Patrick Fisher wants the cross-check looked at, and I guess they will do both. I'm anticipating 5 and 2. Kaden Gooley listening right in on the conversation as the officials are.
He's right next to them.
5 feet away from him.
Lassi Heikkinen from Finland, Jan Rybak from Czechia are the officials.
That's a look at the knee buckle on Cousins. That's a nasty knee. Could have been much worse. Cousins still on the bench.
And you've got to be, they've got to be cautious about that because players come to this tournament expecting to be protected. Right? Like it's not.
I mean, you see that little bobble in the knee, hyperextension. That's how ACLs are blown, but it doesn't look like that. And then watch the cross check here. This is the key one. It is a 100% not in his head. It's in his arm. And if that's a 5, then everyone on the ice was to get a 5 for what they did after the whistle.
There was a lot of stuff going on after the whistle.
Which was worse than Gooley's cross check.
Here's Heikkinen with the call.
After the video review, Switzerland number 21, 5 minutes major, and a game is conducted for me. Canada number 21, minor penalty for cross-checking.
They got it exactly right. Exactly right.
So Fiala is gone for the game, and that might get reviewed by the disciplinary committee.
If Bowen Byram is not playing today for what he did, there's no chance that Kevin Fiala plays next game. Now, maybe one game he'll be back for the quarterfinals.
Patrick Fisher wants a word right at the bench door.
He's arguing he got hit in the neck. He did not get hit in the neck. Like, you're arguing something that didn't happen. He got hit in the arm. Like, the referees just saw it. Unless you want to say Severson got him. But Gooley, absolutely not. And I think Patrick Fisher knows he's disappointed Fiala is not playing anymore, the goal scorer, the opening goal scorer for Switzerland. So we've seen this before. It's going to be 2 minutes, 4-on-4. Gooley will step out of the box. It'll be a 3-minute power play for Canada, in which they can score as many times as they want.
We saw this in Canada's last game against Finland after Bowen Byram got the 5-minute major. Canada actually scored in the 4-on-4 portion. The goal by Dylan Cousins. No, Owen Power. Yeah, Power tied the game at 3. All right, so 4-on-4 for 2 minutes, and then a Canadian power play for 3 minutes. Dubois winds his way out, swings that rink wide to Hagel. Hagel sends it back in front for Dubois, knocked away by Andrea Glauser. Yossi spins that back, and Glauser back to pick it up. Plays for Lausanne in the Swiss League this Glauser. They went to the Swiss League final this year, coached by Jeff Ward. Long-time Canadian coach. And now picked up by Glauser. Poke check there by Pareko. Pareko moves on it for Hagel. Bouncing puck picked up by McCann. That was a long change by the Swiss. Hagel sends it back across. Tipped just wide by Power. The player for Switzerland in one door. The guy replacing him with the other door is about a 60-foot change. In comes Bedard with a shot. And Giannone gets the arm on that. Power back with it. Owen Power. Spins across the top. Drops that back for Bedard. 45 seconds to go in the Gooley penalty. Bedard drops that back for Zellweger.
Back to him.
Zellweger for Bedard. In comes Connor Bedard. Winds it back across to Dubois walking in. Stepping up is Severson to keep it alive. Severson down to Dubois. Dubois pokes that free. Crisscrossing with Bedard. Goes back to Zellweger. Olin Zellweger. Takes a whack there from Andrighetto. Feeds it back to Dubois. Severson crisscrossing with Bedard. Severson pivots back. Flips it down to Bedard. Waffle watching Bedard. And now along the boards, here's Niederreiter with it. Final seconds now, the Gooley penalty. Niederreiter skates away. And now with 11:45 to go in the period, Canada's on the power play as Gooley steps on. A 3-minute power play. Canada can score as many times as possible on this power play. And away comes Cousins with it. Up for Tavares. Tavares gets his own pass back, banks that back to Power, but it's picked up by Berchi. Now Tavares steals it back. Canada breaking in 4-on-2. Tavares swings it across to Mangiapane. Back for Cousins. In, shoots, scores! Dylan Cousins strikes again. Power play goal. The game is tied at 2.
Holy smokes. That is some kind of release. That is his 6th goal.
Tied for the tournament lead now.
In the last 5 games. And he absolutely hammers this puck. Good play with Mangiapane. Hit the seam, the Cousins let him walk forward through the legs, just by it, and wow. Giannone doesn't even move. That had a lot of zip.
Who got kneed by Fiala. Gets his revenge back.
That's how you make him pay. You want to try to run me knee on knee? And of course, worth noting, still 229 on Canada's power play.
13 goals in 16 games for Canada, 2 World Championships.
The last World Championships here, he scored so much. I didn't know he was that good. He's reminding me again.
Scored 7 times in 10 games that tournament.
By the end, I realized he was very good.
Perfect score at the end to reach in World Junior level for Canada as well. Zellweger. Here's Bedard. Canada still on the power play. Turcotte trying to steal it. And a penalty coming to Canada. That's flipped over the net. And back goes Dubois. A penalty shot being called against Canada. So the Swiss get a penalty shot here. Bedard thought he was going to get a minor penalty. And the referee just now explained to Bedard it's not a penalty, it's a penalty shot. So this can be anyone for Switzerland.
And you know who it would be? Kevin Fiala.
Probably.
He's the guy who took it last time when Niederreiter drew one.
It's going to be Sven Andrighetto for the Swiss. Comes Andrighetto to give Switzerland the lead back. In, shoots, and Binnington makes the stop.
That's a big save. It's a big save in this game and for Jordan Binnington.
And still, a minute 51 to go on the Canadian power play. You wonder if the Swiss almost wouldn't prefer.
No,
you think so?
No, your penalty kill's at 80%. You're likely to score about 35% of the time. The numbers would suggest. Every penalty shot's about a third likelihood of success. They're likely to scoring. The power play is less than a third.
Except you negate the Canadian power play for.
I always take the power play and trust my penalty kill. Take the penalty shot.
I think it should be an option.
Should be, especially in the last 2 minutes.
You should have the option. Either take the penalty, or the penalty shot. And now Cousins with it. Flips that back to Tavares. Tavares back to Cousins. In comes Dylan Cousins, walks in, waits.
He's trying to find a shooting lane.
Now feeds it back down to Dubois, walked out. He's poke checked there by Giannone. Tavares trying to work that back. Berchi almost busting through. He was knocked down by Tavares.
You gotta know they're going. This can't be a surprise. Bedard, Tavares.
Now stolen by Sherbe. He's got Ambiel with him, shoots, glove down by Binnington, sweeps it quickly ahead to Mangiapane. And Mangiapane breaks it across the line. Kukan fell. Cousins back on it. Under a minute to go in this 3-minute power play for Canada. Paul drops that back to Power. Owen Power swings that down to Mangiapane to Cousins. Cousins, rink wide, it's picked off. Siegenthaler to the line, but not out. Power back across to Cousins. Swings it back across. Mangiapane back in front. They score! A tap in for Nick Paul. And Canada's on top 3-2.
If you don't clear the puck when you have a chance, bad things happen. And that's a bad misclear. Not under pressure, lots of time, and they just don't get it out. And now everyone's scrambling. 3 Swiss defenders above the hash marks, a 3-on-1, and how about the double seam? Cousins sees Mangiapane, and how about that back heel? That's a last-minute decision, because he was getting ready to shoot that, and he was like, oh no, I got a pass option, and all Nick Paul has to do is tap Nikita Kucherov, Mangiapane pass in,
And if he missed it,
Michael
Bunting was right
there
behind
for
him.
it.
So.
And now 37 more seconds on the power play.
Gee, the Swiss would have been better off. It was a penalty.
Yes. You don't trust your penalty kill. With good reason, apparently.
Here's Pareko back with it. What a turn of events here in the second period. Bedard for McCann. Jared McCann back to Connor Bedard. Alexiak. Back to Pareko. Down to Dubois for Pareko. And Dubois with it. Feeds that back down to McCann. Final seconds of his power, but McCann walks in and turned away by Giannone. Marty flips out ahead. Pareko steps up and knocks it back down to McCann. McCann sends it back in front. That's knocked away by Yeager. The teams are back to even strength. But the damage done as Canada strikes twice on that 3-minute power play to take a 3-2 lead. And Binnington turns away a penalty shot attempt by Andrighetto. Other than that, nothing's happened.
Then Fiala's out of the game.
McBain on it. Knocks that down. He got hurt late in the tournament last year, but was terrific for Canada in a gold medal win. Knocked down by Binnington. And Severson back with it. Native of Melville, Saskatchewan, plays it up ahead. Yossi picks it off and brings it back for Switzerland. Yossi winds in. Roman Yossi swings it across. Isher is shot. Binnington a good save. Andrighetto plays that back. Klauser fell. In comes McBain. On the breakaway. McBain in. Stopped there by Giannone. A breakaway chance for Jack McBain to give Canada a 2-goal lead. It's 3-2 here in the second.
What's the drama we're watching? It's time to roll for the fan of the game by Skoda. You will vote, and it's pretty simple. Just scan the QR code that will lead to the official IIHF app that is powered by Skoda. There, you will find the voting and you will choose to be the fan. Will it be Switzerland or Canada? Two options. Scan the QR code, official IIHF app, and it's powered by Skoda. And here are your two options. Vote now. It's you, Switzerland. You don't need to vote. It's you, Canada. You can cheer. Now someone promoting through the official IHF app, powered by Skoda, and you decide Skoda, fan of the game. Switzerland in the lead. That all can change. Yes, Canada is getting crazy. We'll see who'll be the winner. Come on! Very close battle right on the ice. And
7:44 to go here in the second period. Canada led 1-0. Swiss took the lead. Canada came back to tie then. Took the lead, another power play goal.
This game is so frenetic. The energy is raging. It's almost who can get it under control.
The building just feels...
Contributes to it for sure. Cutting up on the ice if it was empty, but compared to the 20,000 people going crazy with every twist and turn.
Cousins kicks that free to Bunting, trying to center it. Bunting walks out of the corner, shoots. He was poke checked there, and Simeon has it back for Switzerland. And it goes to Herzog. Fabrice Herzog. Herzog was a 5th-round pick of Toronto back in 2013. Had a couple years in the Quebec League. Alexiak kicks that free to Cousins. Up for Bunting. And Bunting got spun around as Siegenthaler knocks that down. Zellweger with it. And Mike, you were on a lot of benches. I mean, when the penalty killers don't clear it out, you just feel like you're holding your breath now, right?
Yeah.
Dubois, and it just feels like one of those things that's going to lead to a goal. Now Hagel sends it back for Power, walks it in, shoots! And Giannone, a good stop there and a wide open chance for Owen Power.
Yeah, Dubois standing with inside position, just sling it to the far post.
Power erases Hischier. Owen Power with it, snaps that pass ahead for Pareko. In comes Pareko with a try, and Giannone makes the glove save on that. 6:27 remaining here in the second period of the 2024 World Hockey Championship in Prague.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's another time for us. We all together, let's wave the arena
3-2 Canada leads here in the second period. The collision of two 5-0 teams in this World Championship.
Feels like there should be 10 minutes left in the game. There's 6 minutes left in the second period.
Here we go. One more lap. Everyone, hands to the sky. And go!
Back it goes to Gooley. Hayden Gooley works in. He's knocked down there by Berchi, but picked up again by Gooley. And Gooley plays it back in for Nick Paul. Paul pivots back in the corner. He's knocked off stride by Turkov. And that's center ice, got it up by Gooley, who chips that there to McCann. There is Severson with it. Rink wide he goes for Gunther. Dylan Gunther flips out for McCann. Looks back across. The pass just misfired for Paul. Paul scored the golden goal for Canada at the World Championship in 2021 in Latvia. That Canadian team began the tournament 0-3. Gunther knocks it down with Paul. In comes Gunther. Trying to swing that back in front. Siegenthaler broke that up. Canada was the first team in the history of the tournament not just to win the gold medal, but to make the medal round after starting 0-3. Parayko for Power. And that tournament start might have crashed a few betting sites as well. Now, battle on the boards for this. We saw a delay of game in the earlier game called for players for freezing the puck along the boards. That call was not well received. Parayko back around to Power. Up for McBain that got into the linesman's skates. And they'll call it offside at the Canadian line. 3-2 Canada leads here in the second.
Okay, another goal break and another time for us, ladies and gentlemen, here, hockey fans. So, let's check the activity. We are ready to play now, and it is your showtime. Let's find some hockey fans. Hello, guys from Switzerland. Are you ready? Is it your showtime? So let's move on the stairs, and stairs are yours. Let's go! Thank you guys! It's definitely your showtime!
3-2 Canada leading Switzerland here in the second period. In Austria, Latvia still leading Slovakia 1-0.
The bottom spots to be determined over there. Top 3 spots to be determined over here.
Finland not out of the woods yet to make the quarters.
Nope.
Austria has thrown a wrench into the standings on this side. And of course, don't forget their game both against Canada and Switzerland. The Swiss beat them 6-5 in regulation, but then Austria came back with those 5 goals in the third period against Canada, forced the game to overtime. So both Canada and Switzerland are 5-0, but they have 14 points. Each of them has a win after regulation, worth 2 points instead of 3. Swiss got theirs in a shootout against the Czechs on a wild night here. And the bouncing puck knocked away by Parayko goes back to center ice. The arena erupted in the first intermission when it was announced that Pavel Zacha and David Pastrnak were on their way for the Czechs. And they'll be likely in the lineup. You'd have to think against Canada on Tuesday night. The Czechs had 3 spots saved. They filled them in with Martin Necas, David Pastrnak, Pavel Zacha. And Canada's going to see a very different Czech team on Tuesday night. Pennington tries to knock that down. Turkov tangles there with Parayko. And here's Calvin Turkov with it. Try to center it. That's knocked down by Parayko. Bouncing puck. Just squirted out. Now Parayko leads it out with that long reach. Trying to poke it back across. Tanev picked it off. Wasn't sure what it was. And Turkov has it back now. Stolen back by Tanev. Rink wide. He goes for Cousins. In comes Cousins. Shoots. And Giannoni got just a piece of that. Canada in the midst of a full change. Cousins was in by himself. And he's feeling it. Andrew Mangiapane's got 3 assists in this game as well. At the line, Alexiuk stepped up on Andrighetto. You know, Cousins plays it in for Bunting. Hit the linesman's skate. In comes Bunting trying to play that back across for Mangiapane. That pass misfired. And now a lead pass for Cherve, but he's offside at the Canadian line.
Here's the turning point of the second period. A knee-on-knee hit by Kevin Fiala. It's reviewed. It's a 5. Canada picks up a minor. They get a 3-minute power play at the end of it. They score 1, give up a penalty shot, which Binnington saves. Would have been a huge turning point, and then they score another one to take the lead all in the span of a 5-minute sequence.
If that happened in a game, like over the course of 60 minutes, you'd be, well, a lot happened there.
It's a full highlight pack in a nutshell. It took about 4 minutes of game time.
Face off, won by Tavares, back to Goulet. Picked up by Hagel. And Brandon Hagel back with it, feeds that back to Goulet, shoots, that's tipped wide by Dubois. Stevenson steps up, moved by him by Cherve. And Hagel plays it back across to Goulet. 3 to go here in the second period. Dubois chips up, and the puck goes over the glass and out of play.
Canada has certainly upped their level after their first few games. It was a slow build for Canada. The game against Finland last game, by far their best. They said they needed to feel the intensity of the good opponents. They felt that in Finland. They're feeling it again tonight.
You look back at the last 3 years of the World Championship, Canada has lost to Latvia, Germany, Denmark, and Norway.
Rolling through just because it doesn't really happen anymore. And thinking you can play Switzerland and winning in a good game doesn't happen anymore either. You have to be right on top of it. Switzerland has been every bit as good as Canada the last few years in this tournament. The round robin.
Switzerland won the last 2 meetings, 4 of the last 5. There's been a lot of overtime in there. 3 of the last 7 have gone past regulation. Severson bumps out ahead for Dubois. And a meter rider plays it back up for Hischier. And Tavares, last man back for Canada, flips it back across to Goulet. To Severson. Up for Bedard, who chips that down. A rink wide pass for Kurashev, misfired, picked up by Hischier. Nico Hischier winds in. And watched by Goulet. Hischier tries to flip that back. Bedard comes back. Picked out by Kurashev. Kurashev flips that back to Loeffel. Cross it goes to Glauser. Glauser flips it back down to Hischier. He was tied up. Goulet fell though. Severson for Paul, who chips that away. And now Yossi steps up. Stolen by Paul. Up for McCann. He's got Bedard ahead. And that lead pass was ticked away by Kurashev, or Bedard was off to the races. Now knocked down by Paul. In shoots. Giannone makes the stop. Bouncing puck, and Bedard couldn't reach it. And that late reach by Bedard draws the attention of the Swiss. A Bedard breakaway foiled by a Chicago Blackhawks teammate, Phil Kurashev.
It's a back-checking drill in practice in December. Giannone makes a nice save on Nick Paul. Nick Paul out there with Connor Bedard, he's got to really be the down-low presence in his own end. And last shift, Bedard got playing down low. Ideally, you'd like to switch out when you can. But Nick Paul, who does such a good job with his reach, disrupting plays. It's an opportunity and a little... that's going to get everyone's attention every time. Wilson gone, puck wasn't really loose. And Connor Bedard does like to stir it up that way. His nose in there.
Off the face-off. Siegenthaler up for Turkov. That's knocked down by Parayko. The pass misfired. Kukin brings it ahead. Drops it back to Siegenthaler. Parayko with it. Tied up in behind the goal by Simeon. Now Mercer. Try to put that back. Parayko's got it, but that pass is broken up by Turkov. Ambule loose behind the Canadian goal. Poke check there by the long reach of Parayko. Shovels it ahead. McBain hammers Kuka. Now Simeon back on it. As Alexiuk steps into him. Kuka takes down McBain. Penalty coming now to Switzerland as McBain was busting in. And a tripping call will go against the Swiss.
McBain already broke it once clean from his own blue line for a breakaway. This was going to be a long, clean 2-on-1.
He's hit play number 4, minor penalty for tripping.
Kukan turns it over on the poke from McBain. And he trips him up to prevent the chance. Good reach right here by McBain. And that, I mean, I guess the left foot's up in the air. He's falling, he trips him.
The Canadian power play unit huddle there. I wonder if they said to Tavares, okay, when you win the faceoff, it's actually going to be Paul to take it on
Maybe
this
they
side.
said, hey, at the blue line, they're going to press, and if you turn it over, skate back harder.
The Swiss have had some looks shorthanded, including one that drew a penalty shot. And the final man now, he's here. And Yossi busting on Tavares defending. Yossi tries on a penalty coming to Canada.
I just said, like, the focus of Canada's got to be that. They have to know.
It's a holding call against Paul.
So you turn it over, now you're in a foot race, think Paul reaches out? Absolutely. I mean, I guess he had lost the angle and he's trying to play deep. No, Nick, you put your arm around him and you grab them. You can't do it. And you also don't want Yossi going against Tavares one-on-one.
Tavares did okay.
Yeah, because he went for the puck. What if he missed the puck?
Oh, you and your little detail.
Yes. So there goes the power play for Canada now, 4-on-4 to the end of the period.
Here's Parayko with it. Old Parayko gains center ice. Now spins back. There'll be a brief Swiss power play at the end of this in the third period. Power up for Cousins. In comes Dylan Cousins. Winds it and shoots. And Giannone makes the glove save on Cousins.
That's a good delay by Cousins. That's just a drive and cut. Cousins times it so Mangiapane blows through both defense and pushes them back. Cousins takes the puck to the middle of the ice. Great shooting position and tries Giannone over the glove where he's already scored on him in this game once. And he just said, Mangiapane, nice drive. Power and Parayko are logging huge minutes in this game.
Power off that face-off win by Tavares. Dubois moves around Yossi. Shrugs him off, and Dubois crisscrossing with Power. And Power winds his way in. Owen Power drops it back for Dubois. Time for a drive here. Dubois works in. Dubois being watched by Andrighetto. Works it back in front. Rolls that through the crease. It's shoveled over Giannone. Power shoots that right through the crease. Now from the point, Parayko a drive that goes just wide as time expires here at the end of the second period. It was wild and back and forth. It began with the Swiss in the lead, but Canada comes back with a 3-2 advantage after two.
Giannone loses it. That's a tight angle by Power, but he was hoping to get it. Tavares tries to jump out of the way, knowing Power's going to put this one in. I mean, the angle's there. He hooks it, and he hooks it bad. As everybody needs to take a breath, gather themselves, and get ready for the third.
3-2 Canada leads here at the 2024 World Hockey Championship.
Here in the Prague Arena, we have an international program, including the quiz, so your official IIHF apps should be ready.
Keep kicking better. Nice shot, pal.
Just
after the video review, Switzerland number 21, 5 minutes major, and a game is conduct for me.
Number 98, penalty shot for holding. Čas 21-24, zápřešení než se na trestné střelení.
Stop! Hey, stop doing! Go, Chris! Hey! No!
jersey numbers. 4 players, Nick Ball, John Flowers, Bowen Byron, and Connor Bedard. Bowen is not playing today, obviously. And 4 numbers, 19, 20, 91, and number 4. 5 seconds to go. This is Team Canada. And this is proper. Obviously, number 91 and the captain, John Tavares. 20, it's Nick Ball, Bowen, number 4, and Connor Bedard, 98. Final question, final task. What is overall attendance record on the IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship? Well, it is in 2015, more than 64,000, more than 686,000, more than 741,000, or almost 800. It's valid still. 741,690. This is a proper answer. 2015. That was Prague. And we're looking for the winner of this quiz. And the instruction is simple. Go behind Sector 101, pick up the prizes. And the winner is SKS Forever. Probably somebody outside of Prague. Congratulations to you. In case you are a winner, SKS Forever, then behind the Sector 101, there are the prizes for you. Congratulations. Gratulujem. Víte si, SKS Forever, ceny vyženutí za sektorem 101. Shodou okolností vám tu čest oznámit, že právě dnes díky vaší účasti jste překonali diváckou účast z roku 2004 a stoupáte výš. Více podrobností v průběhu předěny. Teď se podíváme, jak do Ostravy, tam se hraje utkání. Slovensko-Slováci vyrovnali a ve 47. minutě je stav 1-1. This is a score from Australia. It's not between Slovakia and Latvia, but we're about to begin third chapter of the wonderful ice hockey battle. But before that, let's check out the highlights of the second period. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Switzerland. And the team that gets in the lead on the 2 periods, here is Team Canada.
Leonardo Giannoni allowed 3 goals on 17 shots in this game so far. All 3 Canadian goals scored on the power play. And Jordan Binnington 2 on 16 in the Canadian goal. To make his first appearance for Canada internationally since the 2013 World Junior Championship. He played part of 1 game in relief against the United States in that tournament.
He came here hoping that this would be the first of several in the next couple of years appearances for Canada.
There'll be a 15-second power play coming up for Switzerland in 57 seconds.
I need a good face up here. I need a good face up here, guys. Keep the sticks on the ice, please. Enjoy.
Well, he's off to a good start. Here is Dubois with it. It's 4-on-4 for now. Drop back to Colton Parayko. With Owen Power, who led all players in that through the first 2 periods with 60.5 minutes played. Roman Josi just a few seconds behind on the Swiss blue line. But Parayko and Power have been relied upon heavily by Canada in this game. Andrea Glauser plays it in for Nico Hischier, moving in, shoots. That's off the stick of Parayko, up and out of play. 25 seconds to go in the Swiss penalty to Dean Kukan.
The offensive leader for Canada in this game so far, Dylan Cousins. He gets the scoring started on the power play with a rebound, and then picked up in a second power play goal with a nice wrister, and then two-way passing play ends up with Nick Paul a tap in on the same power play. Kevin Fiala meeting penalty. Cousins he's been a prolific goal scorer in this tournament, no doubt about it.
And the World Junior Championship as well, led the tournament goal scoring in 2021. Away comes Hagel. Hagel for Parayko. And Josi back on it. Cousins stumbled for a moment. Ambuel up ahead for Niederreiter. Drop back to Josi. In comes Josi with a look. Shoots. That was just wide. And now Kukan steps back on the Swiss on a brief 15-second power play. Ambuel tied up in the corner by Parayko. Hagel back on it.
Someone's got to retreat in front of the nets.
Luffel back across to Josi. And on comes Nick Paul. Niederreiter back around for Ambuel. Nick Paul chips at that. Paul to kick that back. He was tied up there by Niederreiter. And now Parayko back with it. It's a Power rolling puck. He slid it ahead to Hagel. And Hagel, at the end of a penalty kill shift, will lift that back down the ice. Tomorrow, Great Britain plays Norway in the early game here. That's a big one to see who gets relegated potentially. As Herzog moves in.
Cleans him out.
And then Simeon gave Gouli a ride, but in comes Mercer. A shot that goes just wide. Severson back on it. And Tanev got clipped with a high stick. He's not happy. Thrown towards the goal by Severson. Loose puck as Giannone freezes that. And Brandon Tanev's hot at the official.
Oh boy, Tanev family runs the front. He's bleeding out of his mouth. And here you see it. Tanev driving the net, and it is, yeah, Settler gets him right in the face. I mean, it's right by the plate, and missed by the goaltender. It's a big hit by Tanev early in the shift. He's on the back check, and he gets on the front shoulder and sends cartwheeling in the net, the boards. Refs aren't perfect, but that's a tough one for them to miss. And also, you like to see the linesman. It's a bloody lip. Yeah. Linesman can step in there and say they saw it.
Turkov warned on the face-off as Paul steps in. Paul, McCann, Bedard, the forward line for Canada. Off the draw. Zellweger has to retreat as Berchi was busting in. Paul and Siegenthaler went sprawling there as it's moved ahead by Zellweger. Again, Canada's Owen Byram suspended 1 game for a slashing incident. As that centering pass just missed Turkov. And Leksik has it back in Canada's last game against Finland. And Jesse Puljujärvi, so Canada down to 6 defensemen. Kukan lifts that back down to the Canadian zone as Severson has a quick look. Berchi bearing in on him, and Severson plays it around to Alexiak. Rink wide pass to Bedard. Drops it up to Severson jumping in. Severson throws it back in front. Backhanded wide by Bunting. Michael Bunting. Plays it back down to Cousins. Now fed down, loose in front of his Cousins. Giannoni's down, banked back in front by Cousins, bunting on it, and a quick whistle there. As Giannoni didn't appear to have possession of it. As Bunting and Cousins were buzzing.
Cousins looking for the hat trick. Can't get it off. His forward gets a stick out on his. And Giannoni did not quite have it, sort of around his blocker hand as Bunting goes fishing for it. And it's Damon Severson is heading off the ice right now, holding his leg. And you start thinking about the amount of guys are playing. Severson's going to be a ton of minutes, will have to play a ton of minutes. Something to watch. It's aching on him.
Parayko. Up for Bunting. That pass misfired. Nice and called against Canada. Now 1-1 Slovakia and Latvia in the third period in Ostrava. Against Slovakia. 4 points out of Latvia for the last playoff spot on that side, but a regulation win for Latvia would draw them within one.
Still tough to have the Americans in their last game,
Yeah.
which is going to be a tough assignment.
Slovaks, they got Sweden.
Slovaks have Sweden. Slovakia has, Latvia has America.
Yeah, so brought in now by Cousins. Slides it back across. Bunting winds and fires. Giannoni the save off his mask. And he's checking it quickly. The officials talking. They're going to blow this dead as Giannoni's mask has been damaged in that save on Bunting.
Good play by Cousins. Gets the puck in the middle of the ice. Bunting goes for the slapper from pretty tight. Cousins keeps it alive, attacks the middle. You got to make the play through the feet. And Bunting doesn't get it to the glove side. Puts it into the chin of Giannoni. Little chin music. And he fights it off with the save. Got a piece of Yossi's stick on the way, and that's why it was pulled back to the middle of the net.
Used to be an automatic stoppage in the IIHF. Their rule book has now merged with the NHL rule book. Say 95% of it is similar. Of course, fighting is treated differently.
Headshots.
Headshots get some of the minors. The penalty shot rule is different. Anyone can take it. Zellweger had a little speed wobble there. Looks ahead for Tavares. And Hagel knocks that free for Tavares. And the Canadian captain banks that back to Alexiak. Spins it down, looking for Hagel. Zellweger steps up. Olin Zellweger. And Tavares worked that free on Lawful. Spins back in the corner, and again. Tavares still on it. Puck on a string for Tavares. And then Centler throws it back in front. Alexiak chips that back for Hagel. Dubois moves in with Tavares.
Oh, he had him on a step there.
That's just behind him. Now Dubois works that free for Tavares. His stick was held for a moment. Tavares trying to swing that back in front. And good pressure here by the Canadians as Alexiak jumps up. Being backed up by Tanev. Christian Marty. Back with it for Switzerland. Swiss fans urging their team on as Turkov comes in. It's batted down by Gouli, picked up by Shervek. Right behind the goal for Turkov. Now picked up by Berchi, back to Siegenthaler, swings it across. Kukan shoots, that was blocked by Tanev. Kukan back with it. Down he goes for Berchi, and Severson steps into him. At the line, helped by Siegenthaler, swings it across. Kukan shoots,
Oh, what a block.
blocked again by Tanev. Gouli chips it around to Severson. Long lead pass misfires. Kukan goes back. Icing called against the Canadians.
Tanev gonna walk that one off. What a gutsy block, comes flying in. Awkward spot, but willing to lay it on the line. He's just going for a stroll, just going for a walkabout. Just work it through. Here he comes. Bleeding from the mouth. Bruises all over. Hair flying everywhere. Tasmanian devil eyes. Just another game for him. So he plays every night.
It must be exhausting.
I'm exhausted watching him. I know I certainly didn't bring it like that all the time.
That puck flipped ahead and back down to the Swiss zone by Josi. Allows Canada to make a change. Josi up the Niederreiter. Back goes Parayko for it. Paul trying to knock that down. He gets spun around. Paul butting out with Bedard. And Paul lifts that ahead. Canada has the only shot of the period so far. Niederreiter for Lawful. Josi works in. He's poke checked there neatly by McCann, and it's brought back by Bedard. Bedard winds in, chips it across for Power jumping in. Owen Power works that back to Parayko. Back down to Power. Parayko in for Bedard, has some room, winds in. Bedard chips it back across. Power shoots from a sharp angle that goes through the crease. And Parayko jumps up to pick up the rolling puck. In an open corner, Lawful for Sven Andrighetto, former Montreal Canadiens and Colorado Avalanche player. That's lifted high in the air, back down to the Swiss zone. Marty with it. That's knocked away. Ambiol knocked off stride by Alexiak. And they're going to call a penalty, interference on Alexiak. And the Swiss down one. We'll go to the power play when we come back.
Power play is here every time for you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our cartoon camp. And now we're going to play with your faces. It's by taking seconds when you recognize yourself. You want the kiss? Cartoon camp and cartoon cows. Hello guys, it's you. Hello. And another cartoon face from Switzerland. Yes, it's you. Nice. And one more face.
Jamie Alexiak gets his third minor penalty of this game.
Probably the right call. Ambiol was trying to slide down the boards. He stepped into him.
All right, so the Swiss power play, which has scored 10 times in the tournament, goes to work. Andrighetto feeds that down to Hischier. Back for Andrighetto. Ambiol standing in front. Here's Hischier with it. Nico Hischier feeds that back to Josi. Josi back to Hischier. Lots of traffic. He shoots. That's tipped wide. The high slot by Niederreiter. Cousins reaching for it, knocks it ahead. And Hagel moves in. Josi takes that away. Hagel peels off and goes off on a change. Andrighetto. Back ahead. Parayko knocks Andrighetto off the puck. And now Josi can't hold the line for Switzerland. Niederreiter swings it back for Roman Josi. Just finished his 13th NHL season with Nashville. Hischier played back across. And there's Niederreiter with it. Back around for Hischier. Power was spilled. Severson's got some time and sends it down the ice.
Good read by Severson. Good jump with the stick and clear.
Inside a minute to go on this Swiss power play. Josi drops for Kurashev. Kurashev for Josi, back for Kurashev. Bumped in the corner by Severson. Gouli came in to help out. Here's Josi back with it. Roman Josi walks in, feeds it across on a hard shot, hammered wide by Turkov. The puck comes back the other way. Hagel's got Cousins with him, shorthanded. In comes Brandon Hagel. Winds it and shoots. Ginoni's save. Cousins couldn't reach it. He was taken down by Turkov. And play continues. Herzog back with it. Rink wide he goes. It's off the stick of Hagel. Parayko comes back. On his backhand, a tough play. Feeds it ahead to Cousins, and Cousins sends that down the ice.
Step the quick up here.
Canada changing, lead pass for Turkov. Looking for Kurashev, and Parayko intercepted that and sent it back down.
Both teams
And on comes Alexiak. The teams are back to even strength. Chipped by Sentler. That puck goes over the glass and out.
That was a really good kill again for Canada. Good pressure on the puck, good support. And clears, and the penalty kill. They can bring out John Tavares' line. Tavares now up to 7 points in the 5 games he's played. A couple more in this game.
He has goals in each of his last 3 games against Switzerland, 2 assists today.
Sort of morphed into Canada's question #1 line with Hagel, not using Gunther.
And Tavares picks that free. Got bumped there by Siegenthaler, but made the pass for Gunther. And Gunther gets crunched there by Shervay. Sentler, poke check by Dubois. Siegenthaler reaching for it. He's got Gunther all over him. Now knocked down by Tavares. Berchi up ahead for Shervay. And Zellweger stepped up on him. Heavy minutes for Olin Zellweger in this game with Canada down to 6 defensemen.
Berchi just gave Dubois an elbow in the mouth. Dubois responded with a shove. Watch the retaliation.
And here's Alexiak back with it. The one thing that is different too is not just somehow, you know, the strict standard, but the fact is it remains throughout the game. They will call.
They don't put the whistles away.
They'll call late in the third what they called early in the first. Off the end board. Bedard got there first. Chipped it back in front for Paul. That just missed. And now Niederreiter back with it. Nino Niederreiter across to Fora. Bedard watching him. And Parayko got squeezed there by Fora. And the puck rolls loose. Hischier going after it on power. McCann had it knocked away. Fora plays it back, and that shot taken by Fora, deflects wide. Here's Paul. Try to lift that up, but it goes into the Canadian bench. 9:30 remaining here in the third period. Canada with a 1-goal lead.
Ladies and gentlemen, the attendance here for the game Switzerland versus Canada is 17,268. Thank you so much for your support here at the IIHF Championship. It is already more in total than it was here 20 years ago. And another important message and another important direction is here. On my right hand, there is one of the gentlemen and ladies in the yellow jerseys and t-shirts. They are our volunteers. And Salo Kostka is responsible for transfer and also for hospitality. Salo, you are our volunteer of the day. Thank you so much. Dámy a pánové, dobrovolničtí otec Salo Kostka. Ale není sám. Těch dobrovolníků je zde celá řada. My vám všem děkujeme za to, že jste si, že ta IIHF ruky děláte nezapomenutelnou událost. Thank you so much, dear volunteers, for supporting this event. Without you, it wouldn't be possible.
It's a Swiss cauldron here tonight. There are about 3 dozen Canadian fans just made it over with a tour group.
They are significantly outnumbered.
Canadian families are here now, a lot of them. But yeah, there's more than 6,000 Swiss fans here tonight. More than 17,000 in the rink tonight. The attendance has been just remarkable. Klauser tied up by Mangiapane. Picked up by Turkov. Pass out with Kurashev. Ambiol in, shoots. That's off the stick of Parayko, up and out. And he is not a mascot, Andres Ambiol, in his 19th World Championship. He plays a regular shift. He's an important player for the Swiss at the age of 40.
With Fiala out of the game, he was moved on to the first power play unit. That's how good he still is. Still produces lots of points.
Some leftover Austrians from earlier.
Yeah, they're having a good time.
Beat Norway 4-1 earlier today.
Bill's got 5 points in 5 games coming into this one. So he's doing all right.
Back at the point is Yossi. Feeds that across. Waffle feeds it back in the high slot. That's picked off by Cousins. In comes Cousins. Flips that ahead looking for Mangiapane. Andrew Mangiapane tries to dig that free. Cousins pokes at it.
Gotta watch Yossi. He's going every time weak side. Every time he's activating, Here's the 2. Oh, it's offside.
And
Well done by
Herzog winds
Severson.
in, and Yossi curses to the rafters that he was away.
So, you know, you can't focus your whole game around him, but you need to know if you get caught a little deep, overcommit 3 on a forecheck, he's going to go every single time, and it's going to be hard to catch.
Yeah, some of the Canadian families are here. That's John Garvis' family.
Jet lag gets the best of everybody.
Yeah.
That's how I felt the first day.
I still feel that way.
My first day I met this morning.
You know, you look at a best-on-best competition like the Olympics, the Swiss won't be bad.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all.
Marty falls. And now Berchi back with it. This line's been a thorn in the side for Canada all evening. Dubois intercepted that pass by Marty. And Dubois careful not to get a stick in there on Berchi, but it's knocked free for Hagel. Sends it back in front for Tavares. That pass missed. And now Berchi with a stab on Severson, drops it back. Turkov poke check. And there's a penalty coming to Canada. It'll be Tavares, I think, who's going to go.
I think it's going to be Severson. Tavares has the puck in the high slot.
No, it is Severson. He pointed at Tavares, but it is Severson.
Got a hook there in the midsection. Now, he's going to catch Berchi. Berchi feels the stick in his midsection. Hooks him down. Again, you're trying to think offense. John Tavares right there. Mishandles a pass, and they're off to the races on a quick 3-on-2. That's called a dive. Wake up was the essence of that conversation. That's not a dive. That's a hook.
That was some good editing by you. That was an excellent on-the-fly editing by you.
And you're tempting fate. You keep giving this power play opportunities. This is the 3rd power play in a row for Switzerland.
Face-off, one back by Hischier to Yossi. And Rigetto centers it. Hambiol tried to backhand that pass across. Knocked down by Parayko. Here's Hischier back with it. Hischier winds in, being watched by Cousins. Hischier back for Yossi. Cross he goes to Andrighetto. Sven Andrighetto. Back for Yossi. Andrighetto. Rink wide he goes for Hischier. Shoots, and that's blocked by a sprawling Cousins up and out.
Effort by Cousins. He has been all over it as Nico Hischier trying to work a new rhythm without Kevin Fiala. A really productive tournament, but the power play has a different look without the man who opened the scoring this game on the power play, Kevin Fiala. Samuel righty digging in on the faceoffs.
McBain, though, wins it back to Parayko. Sends it back down.
Bad in the stats.
His shooting distance in this tournament quite long. 200 feet at a time. Hischier swings it back across. That was blocked. Tanev reaching for it. Drop back. Hischier shoots. That's blocked as well by Tanev. And now Parayko picks off that pass and sends it partway down as he banks it off Yossi. Yossi works in, drops that back for Niederreiter. Back around to Yossi. Yossi falls. Back is Hischier with it. Down to Andrighetto. Feeds that back to Yossi. Shoots, tipped in front by Niederreiter. Good stuff there. Binnington got an arm on that. Now Power back with it. Andrighetto reaching for it. Andrighetto back for Hischier. Back he goes to Yossi. Yossi works in. Back across to Hischier. Hischier crisscrossing with Yossi. McBain stays with him. That drop pass for Niederreiter missed, and a diving McBain can't knock it out. Yossi drops it back to Andrighetto. Feeds it across, and a one-time shot by Hischier, stopped by Binnington.
Saved by Jordan Binnington, who hasn't had very much to do. A few shots in the period. And good job by Tanev, not once, but twice. Active stick.
Wow.
You have a chance to get your stick on pucks and turn them over, and I have to do it. Binnington goes across laterally, swallows up Hischier's one-timer. No stick for
Herzog lost his stick. That gave Tavares time to send it down. 10 seconds to go in the Swiss power play. Lawful drops it back to Kurashev. Kurashev across to Herzog. Tied up there by Dubois. Lawful swings it across. Canada back at even strength as Severson steps on. Turkov plays it back and Severson's got a jump. Moves it on Lawful, wins the battle for the puck, comes in, holds, and he got poke check there, throws it back for Dubois, and that's knocked away.
Oh. Canada needs a guy on the ice. They
now
got four
Dubois
guys.
caught back. Canada's short-handed.
Get a guy on the ice.
Unexpectedly. Canada still has 5 skaters on the ice. A penalty coming now to the Swiss. Some confusion for the Canadians as Tavares drops it across. And now with 5:37 to go in the third period, Canada will get a power play.
I'm here with the guy from Matsuk, and you have a one job to do right now. Yes, this song from our DJ. So let's play the song. You have any idea what it means? Okay, let's play it differently. Famous DJ, and the name?
What's the Chihuahua?
From who?
From DJ Rubo.
Is the Chihuahua from DJ Bubba? Yes, it is! Congrats, guy, you're the winner. And now, check the screen. We'll show you a card. And pick one of the cards. F. So, let's see. F. And is this beautiful cap? It's yours.
It's Switzerland, player number 59, minor penalty for tripping.
So, a tripping call on Dario Simeone. Canada gets a power play here now, and keep an eye on.
Switzerland jumping at the blue line and looking to join the rush. You can't be cute, you gotta make sure you're below the puck.
That's a penalty shot in the second period for the Swiss. It was stopped by Bennington. Tavares plays that back to Power. Power for Tavares. Bobble the puck for a moment. Being watched there by Turkov. Tavares back for Power. Down to Paul. Paul to Tavares. Walks in, shoots. It goes off a leg. Bounces back to Cousins, who has 2 in this game. Cousins slides it back for Mangiapane. Back for Tavares with time. Walks in and shoots. And Giannoni got just a piece of that to knock it up and out of play.
So you say that, be careful, be mindful, but oh yeah, be aggressive and go score an insurance goal. You know, you gotta do both things. As the penalty to Simeone, we see this all the time. You just get caught up in the skates of the opposition. Down goes Zellweger, and 6 minutes left, and he gets 2 of those minutes to be playing on the power play.
Tavares wins the face-off back to Power. In comes Owen. Power is shot, blocked in front, rebound put wide by Mangiapane. Cousins back for Power. Power to Cousins. Inside 5 to go now in the third period. Paul reaching for it. Cousins tries to work that free. Sherway with it. And Power retreated carefully with Sherway moving ahead. And now sent back down the ice with a minute to go in this Canadian power play. McCann, Dubois, and Bunting come on for Canada. As Power works his way in, flips it back across to Bunting working in. Bunting shoots up through the crease. McCann back with it. For Severson to McCann. Jared McCann. Canada with lots of movement. McCann feeds that down to Bunting. Bunting back for Severson. Has a look, drops it back to Bunting with traffic in front. He feeds it down to McCann, trying to center it. And that pass misfired for Dubois. Marte up for Turkov, who's got Herzog streaking ahead. And Bunting back for the rolling puck. Slides that back to Parayko. 20 seconds to go in the Canadian power play. Severson works his way in. Severson swings it across. Dubois feeds it back for Bunting. That pass misfired. McCann back for Bunting. Across he goes to Dubois. Final seconds now of the power play. Dubois to Severson. For Dubois. Walks right in, feeds it across. Bunting shoots. That's blocked in front by Fora. And the Swiss send it down. 3.5 to go here in the third period. Canada with a 3-2 lead. Parayko Flips that back down to the Swiss zone. Yossi back for it. And Mercer steps into him. Lead pass for Andrighetto. Moving in on Parayko. And Parayko tangles him in the corner. It's picked up by McBain. McBain flips it ahead to Tanev. The checking line out for Canada against this top Swiss line. And now McBain back on it. 3 to go in the third. McBain crisscrossing with Tanev. McBain back on it. Banks that back to Gouli. Crossy goes to Alexiak. A long shot blocked by Andrighetto. And Alexiak tries to poke that ahead. Moved by him, but backing him up was McBain. And now moved ahead for Hagel. Centering pass for Tavares was knocked away. Tavares back behind the goal for Dubois. Pierre-Luc Dubois has a look. Got tied up there by Ambuel. Now Tavares with it. Canada holding the puck in the offensive zone. Gouli down to Tavares. Spins away from Siegenthaler. Throws it back in front. Flipped on goal by Dubois. And through the traffic, Giannoni makes the save.
Good follow-up shift after a power play. Canada was not able to get that insurance marker. That would have been it, but it caught 4 in the ankle. It was going in the net.
Oh.
It was up. It was going to beat Giannoni to the post, but for a timely shot block.
Cousins for the face-off against Turkov. Scramble, draw, controlled by Canada. Gouli picks up the rolling puck, throws that towards the goal. It goes wide. And now Berchi plays it up for Shervay. That's knocked down by Power. Power and Gouli out for Canada. Throwing it to the cross, hit Binnington. Turkov throws it towards the goal, tipped wide by Shervay. Bunting chops at it, sends it down the ice. That'll be an icing call against Canada after a very close call.
That would have gone in. So now the icing, Swiss are trying to get a free timeout. And the referee right in there, are you going to call it or? That's good officiating though. I'm not going to let Patrick Fisher diagram a free play without calling a timeout.
The face-off will be to the right of Jordan Binnington. Cousins will step in, and the Swiss net is empty. So 6 skaters on 5 here with 1:55 to go. Hischier for the face-off against Cousins. Hischier wins it cleanly back to Loeffel. Loeffel feeds it across. Hard shot by Yossi, goes just wide. Ambuel wins it. Back to Romain Loeffel. Here comes again. Yossi shoots. That deflected wide. Went off Bunting. Ambuel flips it down to Hischier. Flips it back across to Andrighetto to Yossi. Yossi to Loeffel, shoots, and it goes way up and out. And now Canada can change.
Pretty good job by the guys out there. 6 on 5, you got to give up something. So first one, a little bit more power, a little bit Jordan Binnington. Puck that was likely going wide anyways. Second one, Mangiapane gets a stick on Loeffels. So now the timeout is called. A lot of times you see assistant coaches down their diagram in the offensive plays at the end of the game. The head coach, Patrick Fisher, with the whiteboard. Diagram of the pad. Now, John Tavares, we mentioned, best face-off guy in the tournament. On his offside. They'll probably have 2 centermen out there. Dawson Mercer, a righty who plays center at times, and then, of course, Tanev, their best defensive winger. 2 crease clears, Alexiak and Parayko trying to protect the front of Jordan Binnington.
1:35 to go in the third period. Hischier against Tavares for the faceoff. And Tavares wins that faceoff. Alexiak plays it around the long way for Tanev. The net is empty. Tanev in on Yossi. And Yossi throws it across to Loeffel. Another big face-off win by John Tavares. Yossi brings it out. Comes it across the line. Yossi shoots. That's gloved by Binnington. He thought about gloving it down. But he hangs on long enough to be another face-off in the Canadian zone.
It was a clean win and well executed. The only trouble is Tanev couldn't handle the ring.
So now Tavares will stay out. with Hagel and Dubois the wingers.
Dubois another centerman if need be, although he's not a righty.
Scramble draw again. It's one, and Alexiuk throws that wide. And right back down they'll come to do it again.
Alexiuk's in a tough spot. He's right in front of the net. He's trying to make a flippy play to the neutral zone. You might as well just shoot it for the net in that spot.
Swiss are the home team in this game. They have the last change. They send Turkov out. And again, Tavares against Hischier. Wins it again. Bouncing puck to Parayko to Alexiuk. Another bouncing puck for him. Parayko on it. He's tied up, moves it ahead to Dubois. Chips it ahead and a race for it now. Hagel. Brandon Hagel throws that towards the goal. It rolls wide. Inside a minute to go now in the third period. And here is Josi with it. Roman Josi brings it ahead for the Swiss. Fires that down to the Canadian zone. Parayko waiting for it. Bouncing puck goes to Turkov. Looks back to Josi. Josi back across to Löffel. Being shadowed by Hagel. Feeds that back to Josi. Across to Ambul. Back to Josi. Shoots it. Got through. Rebound. Niederreiter blocked in front by Alexiuk. He's on the puck. Now it's worked free to Hagel. And Hagel lifts it back down the ice and wide. And with 23.8 seconds left, another face-off in the Canadian zone.
Now his trouble because Tavares is tired. He's been out there for almost a minute and a half. Alexiuk, good decision right here. Just lie down and let your teammates get around you to support. So we'll see. It's Hischier and Tavares. Also, the Swiss player's been out there a long time too.
What a battle this has been. The game within the game, Tavares versus Hischier. And this time controlled by the Swiss. Löffel has a look across. Josi broke his stick, rolling puck in front. It actually didn't break his stick, it just miscued. Now the puck moved back out. Here's Josi with it, 10 seconds to go in the period. Josi, long shoot in, knocked down by Binnington. Here's Alexiuk with it. With time, Alexiuk lifts it high in the air. Tavares knocks it down, and Canada wins it 3-2. A white-knuckle contest between Canada and Switzerland, and Canada runs its record to 6-0. The Swiss fall to 5-1.
That was a fantastic game. That was a game worthy of a gold. Two teams going back and forth. It was chippy, it was emotional, and it's very possible that this is not the last time these two teams face each other.
Canada closes out against Czechia on Tuesday. Switzerland will take on the Finns at the 2024 World Hockey Championship.
The best players of each team will be awarded by IIHF International, the official sponsor of the 2024 IIHF Ice Hockey World Championship. The prizes will be presented by the President of the Swiss Ice Hockey Federation, Mr. Stefan Scherer, and the Executive Director of IIHF Czechia, Mr. Tomáš Gürtler. Best player of Team Switzerland, number 79, Kalman Turkov. Best player of Team Canada, number 22, Dylan Cousins. Dear all, please rise if you're able to for the national anthem of winning team, the national anthem of Canada. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for another wonderful day full of great IIHF. Walk on the battle. We just witnessed Team Canada victorious once again, and they are in the lead of the Group A here in the 2024 IIHF World Championship. Thank you so much, and come back to the arena tomorrow. We have 2 games here being played in the afternoon. Team Great Britain versus Norway, and in the evening, Scandinavia derby. Once again, Finland will challenge Denmark. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of the evening, and see you soon. Dámy a pánové, děkujeme, že jste dorazili a viděli jste neparčovanou hokejovou. Zítra 16:20 velká Británie Rusko a večer Sania Sávy na Lauře. Finsko, Dánsko. Děkujeme, že jste zůstali krásný si nevěděli a žijeme dál hokejem.
Remain no doubt a tough loss, but let's start with the atmosphere. Over 6,000 Swiss fans. This was a back and forth heated game. Describe the energy you felt tonight.
I mean, it's crazy to have those fans there for us. It's just amazing, and yeah, unfortunately we couldn't get the win at the end, but yeah, thanks to them.
Kevin Fiala with the power play goal earlier in the game, and then a hit in the second, saw him out for the remainder. How much was his presence missed?
I mean, yeah, when you get a 5, it's never easy, and then yeah, they had a good PP. They scored 2 goals, and then we were not able to come back during the last 20 minutes. But yeah, it was a good fight between 2 good teams. So now we got to move forward.
You wrap up the tournament against Finland on Tuesday. What are you taking away from tonight's game as you get set to wrap up the preliminary rounds?
Je pense qu'on va on va continuer avec la bonne intensité qu'on a mis ce soir dans le match, de pouvoir combattre contre les grosses équipes. On l'a montré, mais malheureusement on n'a pas su gagner ce soir, mais voilà, ça va de nouveau être un gros match mardi contre la Finlande.
Jermaine, thank you.
Thanks.
Dylan, this was your 16th World Championship game. You now have 13 goals. I know you won't sing your own praises, so I ask, how are your teammates helping you reach this new level?
Yeah, I just get to the right spots and they find me. You know, it's so easy playing with these guys. You know, they're all great players. We can all play with anyone. You know, just go to the right places, play the right way, and get rewarded. But yeah, my teammates and linements have been great.
How about this electric atmosphere? Things got really chippy in the second period, though. Describe that second period and just perhaps the spark it gave your team.
It was awesome. I mean, these fans are incredible. The Swiss fans were incredible today. Just playing in this atmosphere is so fun. And we just hope to keep it going. But yeah, you know, it's easy to get a boost like that when the fans are cheering like that. So, you know, it was a great atmosphere.
Canada now 6-0. You're wrapping up the preliminary round against Czechia on Tuesday. What are your expectations in front of a home nation?
Yeah, you know, it's going to be an even better atmosphere, I think. It's going to be a huge game. You know, the fans here have been great all the last 2 weeks. So, you know, it's going to be a lot of fun. We're really excited for it.
Thank you, Dylan. Congrats on the win.
Thank you very much.
Good job, boys. Go ahead. Good job, bud. Go ahead, Big Rig. Stop with Canner. Goalie, Tony. Set your eggs, boys. Go ahead, leads, ready?
Two, three, four, five.
There we go. Hey, Johan, thank you. Ready, Johan? Here we go in 5 seconds. This was a 3-period battle that came down to essentially, Mike, a 5-minute stretch in the second period.
It was a seesaw affair, back and forth, two teams playing incredibly hard, but it was a Kevin Fiala knee-on-knee hit with Dylan Cousins that sparked the entire comeback for Canada. The referees correctly gave Fiala 5 and a game for a pretty vicious knee penalty. He might get suspended going forward as well. But in the corresponding power play, Canada was able to score as many times as they could, and they were able to get two different power play goals to go from 2-1 down to 3-2 up, make Fiala and the Swiss pay for a somewhat dirty hit, and then work to maintain that lead all the way to the end.
Dylan Cousins scores twice. There's lots of offensive heroes in this game for Canada, but Brandon Tanev's effort should not be overlooked.
So no points for Tanev, but that does not matter. The energy, the defense, the sacrifice, the physicality. He set the tone with how hard he was forechecking, blocking shots. He got cut. He's limping down the bench. It's a typical game for him, but inspiring to his teammates and effective against the Swiss, who you have to play physical and well defensively against.
Canada now 6-0, closes out the opening round against the Czechs here on Tuesday.
Yep.